The Supreme Court has thrown out an appeals court ruling in favor of a woman's equal pay claim against a California superintendent because the liberal judge who authored the decision died before it was actually issued. RT correspondent Brigida Santos joins me now with the story. Brigida, tell us more about this unanimous Ninth Circuit ruling where they say, well, gee, he died before it came into effect, therefore we're going to reverse it. It's interesting precedent. Go ahead.
Very, very interesting, Mike. Now, on Monday, the Supreme Court tossed out a 2018 ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, finding that employers cannot use a worker's prior salary to justify paying women less than men. That lawsuit was filed by a female teacher from Fresno against her superintendent after she found out that she was being paid less than her male counterparts. Now, the reason this decision was tossed out this week is because Judge Stephen Reinhart, who wrote the opinion, died 11 days before the ruling was actually issued. Reinhart's vote contributed to the 6-5 majority to uphold the 1963 Equal Pay Act, which abolished wage discrimination based on sex. In his opinion, Reinhart disagreed with the superintendent's claims that prior wages aren't solely based on sex, but in combination with other factors, stating, quote, allowing employers to capitalize on the persistence of the wage gap and perpetuate that gap would be contrary to the text and history of the Equal Pay Act, and it would weaken the very purpose for which the act stands.
Okay, and here's a judge that heard the facts, listened to all the substantive evidence. Obviously, he's been on the bench a while. He wasn't just appointed and died. He's been there a while, an experienced judge. And the thing that bothers me is the precedent that's created in this. First of all, it's an important decision. This is not a minor decision by some judge out in the wilderness. This is an important decision. Is the standard procedure for the court to throw out a pending ruling when a judge dies? Is that the norm in California?
Well, it is now. In fact, prior to this decision, the court hadn't yet determined whether a judge's vote can count if he or she dies before a ruling that they participated in is announced. Now, as you said, even though the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals said that the 2018 opinion was final and that voting was finished before Reinhart's death, the court is tossing the decision out because it wasn't endorsed by a majority of living judges at the time of issuance. Now, since judges can change their opinions up until the very last minute, the court has determined that opinions issued after death should not count. So this issue of how to proceed in that manner has now been settled. And as you said, this is very important precedent. It's a question that's been on these judges' minds since 2016 when Justice Antonin Scalia died. At that time, the Supreme Court also decided not to issue rulings in several pending cases that he had been involved in.
For just now, the economy of justice, now we got to hear it again. This whole process has to take over again. A new judge has to hear it. We have to spend the money going through the same process because of this hyper-technical notion that the Ninth Circuit has in their head. More importantly, where does the equal pay claim go from here? I mean, we're starting back with square one again on a case that, again, is extremely important because it has to do with the way Americans are paid. We don't treat people different according to gender. So what's your take on where this claim goes now?
Well, it does go back to the Ninth Circuit to be decided without Reinhart. And as you said, it's up in the air right now. We have a majority conservative Supreme Court. Now, again, this is in the Court of Appeals, so they're going to have the final word on this. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But it is going to be a big deal.
The interesting thing to me about this is this is the Ninth Circuit. This is regarded across the country as certainly one of the more liberal circuits in America. And I'm interested in seeing this kind of ruling coming out of them. I guess maybe they're of the opinion that, gee, when it's tried again, when we analyze it again, when the facts are before us substantively again, we're going to come up with the same decision. But it's interesting. It'll be interesting to find out. Brigida,
it's interesting because, again, it's a 5-4. So right now, without him, it's 4-4. So it really could go either way.
Thanks for this report. We'll keep up with it as it develops.